Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Southern Wales Group Travel Showcase with a difference. Thank you very much indeed for signing up. This has been put on by Southern Wales Tourism. We're sorry we couldn't do our normal event. Some of you may have attended this normal event in the past. We normally do it in March, but this is something we're doing this year. We hope you enjoy the virtual visit because we obviously want you to be planning your tours. You should all have the programme for the day. You'll note, and Kim mentioned there, that we have business presentations from hotels, attractions, activities from across the region, and they're in roughly 30-minute slots with short breaks in between for comfort breaks maybe. Each tourism provider will have about 5 minutes to present what they offer. Now, if you've got any questions, please post those questions in the chat box. Hopefully you will have some questions and we'll have a little look at the end of each session. You will also be sent contact details for all those who present. They'll be sent after the webinar. As Kim says, please leave your camera and mic off. We also appreciate that you may need to dip in and out of the presentations, but we hope that you'll join us for most of them. There will be a lunch break, thankfully, when one or two of you may be enjoying a little taste of Southern Wales, which should have arrived in the post earlier. I'm still waiting for mine, I'll say. Now we're going to get going because I'll get told off by Kim if we don't. And we're going to see a travel trade film, a travel trade movie. I haven't seen it yet. It's a virtual tour of the region. And if you would like to use this film to help you plan your tours, just let us know. So have a great time exploring Southern Wales, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Right, so I'm going to share my screen to this video. It's not quite the final version yet. We've got a little bit more editing to do, but we hope it'll give you a good taste of what we have in Southern Wales, remind you of places you visited, and maybe some new ones.
Well, I'm so happy to be here at Raglan Castle. What a great place to start a tour here in Southern Wales. Really looking forward to what we're going to see today, and I know the coach and tour operators are going to like it too, to help you plan your tours to Southern Wales.
Well, hello everyone. I'd like you to join me now on this virtual familiarisation trip of Southern Wales, and I'm going to show you some sites you're maybe familiar with or maybe not so familiar with. I'm going to show you some beautiful coastline, the capital city, the city of Cardiff, heritage railways and old coal mines. So come and join me on board.
Southern Wales is easy to reach from London, the Midlands and southwest England, and once here the main road network makes exploring easy. Raglan Castle is the grandest castle ever built by Welshmen. Just one of over 30 castles you can visit across southern Wales. This mighty fortress palace dates back to 1435 and was deliberately destroyed by the parliamentary forces after the longest siege of the Civil War. Big Pit National Coal Museum is at the heart of the World Heritage Landscape, which tells the story of the Industrial Revolution. Over 3 million people have visited and gone underground to explore the original coal workings since it opened as a museum in 1983. Nearby, Blanavon's Heritage Railway steams along the tracks that took the coal from Big Pit. Groups can join the regular trips and events, or a private tailored visit can be created just for you. The Guardian is dedicated to the 45 miners who died in the Six Bells disaster on the 28th of June 1960. It's 60 foot high and made from over 20,000 strips of caution steel, which are positioned in such a way that the structure changes its appearance as you walk up to it.
Welcome, come within.
As you enter Canllawiau Manor, you are transported back to 1645. Colonel Pritchard's staff take you around the house, explaining what life was like for them and the family. You'll also find out how the Civil War is progressing. Ghost tours that are not for the faint-hearted can also be arranged. Cyfarthfa Castle was built for the ironmaster William Crawshay II in 1824. It's now a museum and art gallery telling the story of Merthyr Tydfil, as well as displaying the eclectic collections of the Crawshay family and a stunning contemporary art collection. It sits in 150 acres of parkland. Zip World Tower is the world's fastest seated zipline with stunning views of the Brecon Beacons. Refreshments are available at Cergenglor. It's located at the former Tower coal mine, which was bought and run by the miners after the miners' strike. Porthcawl is a traditional seaside resort with funfair and candy floss. Some of the best surfing and water sports in the UK, and every September it's home to Europe's Elvis Festival, which in 2020 was named as one of the 40 best things to do in the world by Time Out magazine. Forage is a new farm shop and restaurant, selling a huge selection of Welsh food, drinks and treats. A great stop-off near Cowbridge. The Royal Mint makes coins for the UK and around 60 other countries, as well as medals like the 2012 London Olympics medals. The tour lets you see behind the scenes and also discover the fascinating story of money. The National Museum Cardiff is home to world-class art and natural history. It tells the story of Wales's evolution alongside displays of some of the best impressionist paintings, ceramics, and an ever-changing programme of temporary exhibitions. Cardiff has only been a city since 1905 and the capital of Wales since 1955. Large parts of Cardiff Castle are a Victorian folly built for the 3rd Marquis of Bute as a holiday home. The imposing Cathays Park is filled with the museum, courts and university, whilst Cardiff Bay is the modern home of the Welsh Senedd, Millennium Centre, great water sports and places to eat. The Newport Transporter Bridge is one of only 6 still working across the world. It was designed by Fernand Arnaudin, a French engineer, and was opened by Godfrey Morgan in 1906. A major renovation is underway which will create a new visitor centre, as well as ensuring that you'll still be able to travel across the water on the gondola or by climbing over the top of the bridge, if you dare. Caerleon was one of the 3 legionary fortresses in Britain. Here you can explore the remains of the amphitheatre, which could seat up to 6,000 spectators, as well as the baths and the Legion Museum, where finds big and small are displayed. Although most of the Roman remains are below the ground, as you walk around this compact town, you may spot recycled Roman stones. Across southern Wales, we have a wide variety of hotels, from town centre establishments to quiet countryside retreats. The Parkway Hotel in Cymru and Herriston Hotel in Bridgend are just two examples of the great hotels that are available. Both are great bases for exploring the region.
Well, thank you for joining me on this virtual fam trip of southern Wales. If you need any help, contact me at Griffin Guiding or Southern Wales Tourism, and they'll put together the perfect itinerary for you and your groups. Cheers now.
Well, I've had a great day here in southern Wales, and I know that coach operators, group travel organisers and inbound operators, anybody that plans tours will too. I've discovered places I haven't seen for a long time, but I've also found places that I've never been to. So plan your tour for southern Wales just here.
Well, Bora, good morning everybody. I'm Claire Dwight and I manage the marketing team at Visit Wales with responsibility for the travel trade. And I'm going to give you a very quick update of the situation in Wales, including regarding COVID and the resource that we offer to the travel trade to help you. So we'll get the COVID guidance done at the outset. Main thing to bear in mind is that it's important to remember that when in Wales, the position in Wales applies to everybody. So you and your customers need to be familiar and adhere to the Wales regulations and guidance, and bear in mind that they may be different here to the other nations. By the same token though, when in Wales, you and your clients get to experience our unique culture, heritage, including some Roman sites and landscapes, and to be somewhere really quite different without having to travel too far. We're really delighted to welcome you and your clients back to Wales. Domestically, group and FIT visits are possible following our regulations and guidance. And internationally, Wales is following the same traffic light system as the other UK nations. But do be aware that there are some differences in the approach to testing. And we really urge you to visit our travel trade website, which holds all the latest information and is really the best place to keep up to date with the, all of the regulations and guidance and ongoing changes. We've also put together a reopening grid of attractions in Wales with opening details and booking processes, etc. So please do contact us if you would like a copy. We're encouraging our visitors to visit Wales safely this year, and we've introduced a pledge, Addo, which means promise in Welsh, which encourages everyone to visit responsibly. We've got a range of creatives available which you can use, and you can download them from our asset library. I'll explain about that in a minute. And over 6,000 businesses in Wales have registered for the We're Good to Go scheme, providing reassurance to your clients in respect of COVID-19. Now, the great film that Kim's just shown and all that you'll hear about today from everybody will no doubt give you lots and lots of ideas and appetite to come to Southern Wales. And just to help you a bit further, our travel trade website has lots of information, including fact sheets, itineraries, news updates, coach parking and product listings, as well as all of that vital information I mentioned in terms of COVID guidelines for FIT and groups. You can obtain free images for your marketing through our asset library, as well as links to the Addo toolkit, which I mentioned about the promise, the pledge. So both those web addresses are there for you. You can sign up to our e-newsletters, and you can also follow us on social media too, on Twitter, Facebook, and as of this week, newly on LinkedIn. So do take a look at our posts there. Operators can search for bookable product in Wales, including accommodation, attractions, activities and operators. And if you've got any queries or questions anytime, please do email me and the team on our travel trade email address that we're showing there. But all that really remains for me to say at the moment is diolch. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day and get lots of inspiration to come to Wales, and we look forward to welcoming you and your clients very shortly. Diolch.
Thank you very much, Claire. Lots of help out there. The Assets Library is a really rich resource, and it's great to be able to use images, really brilliant images that we've got sitting there for representing Wales. So now we're going to move on to Jessica Courtney from National Trust. She's based at Tredegar House, but be talking about Dyffryn Gardens as well as Tredegar House. So over to you, Jess. Great, you're screen sharing.
I've done one of the two. Can you hear me now as well?
Yes, I can.
Fabulous. Bore da, good morning, everyone. My name is Jess Courtney. I'm the Visitor Operations and Experience Manager at Tredegar House. And as Kim said, I'm going to chat through our travel trade offer at Tredegar House, a bit about how it's working across the National Trust in Cymru, and also Dyffryn Gardens, which is our closest neighbour. So in terms of Tredegar House, we are a National Trust property. We are 90 acres and include a parkland with a lakeside walk. We have formal gardens and a 17th century mansion house. We are just off junction 28 of the M4. So we are perfect for a full day trip. If you want to do everything that's here, you can do a part day trip combined with other sites in the area, including across Newport, Cardiff, into the valleys, Brecon Beacons, or across the beautiful Gwent levels, which we of course sit on the edge of, or you can stop off and stretch your legs to and from West Wales. So a little bit of history about Tredegar House. Tredegar House is one of the architectural wonders of Wales. It was home to the Morgan family for over 500 years, with the oldest part of the mansion house dating back to the Tudor period. The red brick facade, which you see today and see in that photo, dates to the 1670s and still stands, and it's a testament to the sheer wealth and influence of the family, who are involved in commerce, industry, politics, and of course hosting many infamous parties across their time too. The estate was sold in the 1950s by the last Lord Tredegar when it was bought by the Sisters of St Joseph. It was then a school until 1974 when it was purchased by Newport Council, and in 2012 we, the National Trust, took on the final 90 acres of the estate on a 50-year lease. So a little bit about your visit if you come here with groups at the moment. So we are open 7 days a week. We have designated coach parking of 3 bays, and that is just a few steps away from our visitor reception. We have toilet facilities, including accessible toilets in the main car park. Our Brewhouse Cafe offers hot and cold food and drinks, as well as seasonal treats. At the moment, the group is enjoying a self-guided visit through the 3 formal gardens and into the 17th century mansion house, and they can also enjoy our extensive parkland. You can also browse our second-hand bookshop, as well as local independent businesses, which does include Newport's first zero waste shop, which is on site. So we have a year-round offer here at Tredegar House, from spring blooms to Christmas traditions, and we welcome groups throughout. In terms of access, so we are able to provide a full access statement before your visit. The whole site is mostly flat, and there is a mobi lift to the entrance of the mansion house if required. And the only area of the house that is accessed via stairs is the first floor of the house. And we do also have manual wheelchairs, which you can borrow from us at visitor reception. Like others, we are working within current restrictions. So a little bit about the booking. We ask that you make a booking 3 weeks, at least 3 weeks in advance with us. Although if you need something a bit short notice, please do get in touch and we'll try to accommodate you. Email us with your request directly and we'll send you our full booking pack. We currently accept 1 booking a day. We also provide complimentary coach driver tea and coffee. We do have group rates available, so they are 5% off of our standard admission, and of course free for National Trust members, and the discount applies no matter how many members or payers you have within your group, and we don't take a deposit. So staying safe during COVID, we have lots of procedures in place to keep everyone safe, and you'll find us at every National Trust site across Wales and across England and Northern Ireland too. So we do limit numbers at the moment. We do operate social distancing and have a one-way system in place. We also have limited numbers and a booking system for our regular visitors, so that we make sure that that slot is removed for regular visitors so that your group can stay safe during your visit with us. A little bit of a disclaimer for future years. So we're still working through at the moment our prices for next year, and also the offer that we'll have in place. At the moment, we're not able to offer pre-booked catering or guided tours, but we are hopeful that we can return to that into 2022, but we will keep people updated with our plans. So then on to our nearest neighbours. Dyffryn Gardens is an ambitious Edwardian garden revival on the outskirts of Cardiff, covering more than 55 acres. They're just a few more stops down the M4 from us here at Tredegar House, with beautiful grounds to explore. So the year-round seasonal highlights across intimate garden rooms, the Great Lawn, Arboretum and Glasshouse, and I've included their email address there. They're also accepting group visits for up to 30 people and with 1 group booking a day. And then if you do want to go slightly further north, I have included some more details here for Powys Castle, which is accepting group visits. So they're 2 coach bookings a day, same at Penrhyn Castle and also Chirk Castle. Other sites across Wales are also accepting group visits. We just ask that you get in touch with those sites directly and they'll be able to provide information for you. And that is me. I've included my contact details and I know you're being sent them. So diolch, thank you very much for your time. Please do get in touch with us and drop us a line. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you very much, Jess. I love Tredegar House. I spent part of my career at Tredegar House, so it's one of my favourites. Oh, we're straight on. Jenny's eager to get going. So if you can go onto slideshow, Jenny. So we're going on to the National Museum of Wales, which of course we've got some great sites in our patch with Big Pit, National Museum Cardiff, Caerleon, and of course St Fagans. Can you go onto presentation mode, please, Jenny? From beginning, just.
Thanks. So, come on.
No, you don't want to connect that. Cancel that.
Oh, sorry, you can see me doing that. I forgot that. Sorry.
Just from beginning.
From beginning. There you go. Is that better? Right. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Jenny Walford and I'm the brand manager for Amgueddfa Cymru National Museum Wales. A little bit about our position at the moment then. You may know that we are a family of 7 museums and we have everything ranging from Big Pit, the National Coal Museum in South East Wales, over to the National Wool Museum in the West. So we also have the National Slate Museum in Llanberis, but as that's in the north, I will leave that out for now while we're talking about Southern Wales. All our museums are currently open. They are all free entry, so no excuse for not coming to see us. We're attempting to get everything back to as normal as possible. So we already have St Fagans National Museum of History open 7 days a week, which is what it was pre-COVID. We have the National Museum Cardiff back to what it was, which is, I think it's closed on Mondays, but back to what it was pre-COVID. So we are attempting to get back to normal. And I know you did see some of the lovely things on the film earlier. We still have reduced opening days for various reasons in Llanberis, in the National Waterfront Museum in Swansea, in Big Pit, and the National Roman Legion Museum. We are hoping that when we get the next lockdown announcement, which is due sort of mid-July, that we will be back to pre-COVID opening days. Currently though, just to say, the National Wool Museum isn't accepting any group bookings, but we are working with the Coach Tourism Association to try and resolve sort of the issues that we've had there. Onto what we're doing for groups at the moment. We're asking everyone who arrives as a group to then split into your household bubbles. But we understand that that really isn't practical for if you've got a group and you've got a tour guide there, you want them to be able to gather. So we are currently trying to resolve that and find some safe spaces for people to meet, because The problem we have is, say in St Fagans, some of the paths are really narrow, and if a group of 30 is gathering, then it can cause some problems. So we are working with people to try and resolve that. You do have access to the first tickets. We take those out of the public group before we release it to the public, so you do get sort of priority. And just to say, we don't yet have underground tours at Big Pit. I know they are really popular for groups, and we are trying to resolve the issues we have there, because obviously you can imagine it's a pit and ventilation isn't going to be the best. So what is new? What we can offer you, we have some new itineraries that we are putting on the website. I'm saying shortly, I think again, that should be the 19th of July. I'm pinning a lot of hopes on the 19th of July here. But what that means is you can take each of our museums as a starting point and then have a look around to see what else is there and build your own itineraries. So, for example, if you're in the National Waterfront Museum, literally like within 2-minute walk, you've also got the Swansea Museum and the Dylan Thomas Experience. So there's lots of things around about, and it's just gathering everything in one place for you to see. We've also, for the first time in quite a while, I know we haven't got any international visitors at the moment, but we have now got site maps for international visitors in 6 languages. So that should be a really nice asset. We are working towards being able to book you in via Eventbrite. We haven't quite got there yet. So I'm sorry that a lot of this is sort of future things that are coming. So we will tell you about them. And we're also looking to introduce or reintroduce our introductory tours at the museum. So everybody should be able to book, you know, a 30-minute introduction to every single one of our museums. We haven't worked out how to do it yet, as you said, because of the gathering issues, but we will be having those back soon. And we're also going to be starting to introduce new products. So when you book, you can also book, say, an afternoon tea for your group. What else is coming up? This is sort of more about the places, really, because in Swansea, right next to the Waterfront Museum, they're building a massive digital arena. I don't know whether anyone's seen it, so I'm sure some groups will be coming down to concerts soon. And when you're there, have a look at the area, come to the National Waterfront Museum, and the beach is just down the road. So, you know, what's not to like? Llanberis, I know this is the north, but it's about to get the UNESCO World Heritage Site status, fingers crossed, at the end of this month. And hopefully that will bring a whole new raft of tourists to us. So hopefully, as I say, you can explore with our new itineraries. So I hope you'll be coming to us soon. This is just a quick flavour of what we have got coming up, because I know in the film it mentioned we do have temporary exhibitions. We've got one at the moment on Richard Burton. We've got something about the rules of art coming up, and mining for mobiles, because we're looking at the sustainability of that. So to reiterate what everyone else has said, do come and see us, and we offer you a very warm welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jenny. It's exciting to look forward, although frustrating at the moment, isn't it? I think that's how we can sum it all up. But there's still lots and lots of opportunities. I know there's been great feedback about the Richard Burton exhibition. I know some of the galleries have been closed, but people have spent the whole of their time of their tour in the Richard Burton exhibitions. So
the legend.
We've got a few of them in Wales. Yeah. Thank you very much, Jenny. Remind everybody who's listening, if you've got any questions, do pop them in the chat box, which is like a bubble. It's like a speech bubble. It might be at the bottom of your screen or the top of your screen, depending what you're using. These things are always different in different places. So we're now going to move on to Cadw, who, you know, Raglan Castle, the star of our film, the start and the finish point. So we're going to move over to Zara Cottle from Cadw.
Thanks, Kim. Can you see that screen?
Yeah, that's all set up and dandy.
Good. Okay. Good. Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Zara Cottle. I'm Senior Commercial Manager at Cadw. like my colleagues, I'm going to do a whistle-stop tour of our current travel trade offer under the regulations as they stand. So I'll look at our booking process, the sites that we've got open to take travel trade bookings at the moment, and also the visitor experience on site and some of the restrictions that we've got in place. I will start by saying that we're doing everything possible at Cadw to continue to expand the offer for travel trade and take more bookings. We're not fully open yet, but we're working really hard to get to normal opening times. So hope to be able to welcome you all soon. So do keep booking. So first of all, then, our booking process. All bookings for Cadw are taken online through our booking portal. So if you go online and look for Cadw's tour operator scheme, you'll need to register, and all bookings go through that online portal. We do ask for bookings at least 3 weeks in advance so that we can pre-allocate tickets. Our sites are running at greatly reduced capacities at the moment due to COVID restrictions, some only allowing about 30% of our usual visitor numbers in. So it's great that we can pre-allocate those tickets for trade. And we do ask for an operator risk assessment at least 2 weeks prior to the visit. So the benefits of the system are that tickets are pre-allocated, and we've committed to opening sites to travel trade and booking those tickets before the public can book them. Our prices are frozen at 2019 levels, and we're also offering 20% off those prices until the end of March 2022. As usual, we'll invoice you following your visit, and of course the tour leader will get in for free. Just some general information then. The group sizes that we're allowing do vary site to site, but quite often are capped at 30 because most of our sites do have indoor areas, and like others, we ask that groups split into household and extended bubbles when they get off the coaches. I'll go into opening times in a minute on another slide, but all the information and guidance is on our Cadw Tour Operator Scheme website. But if you do need to contact us, I know you'll be forwarded our contact details, but the commercial team are happy to take any queries you may have. So in terms of the sites that we've got open, good news is that we've got 18 sites open to take travel trade bookings, and we don't have a restriction on number of bookings per day. But the not so good news, as you can see from this table, is approximately half of those sites aren't yet open for 7 days. The issue for us is, like many of us in the sector, staffing, and we are recruiting at the moment to get more staff in place. So we're really hoping to get back to that full 7-day opening across all our key sites over the next few weeks. Just to flag as well that we have got some large-scale conservation works happening at Caerphilly, Carnarvon, Chepstow and Tintern at the moment, so that may restrict certain areas of the sites for visitors, and a few sites are closed at the moment, but again we're working really hard to get those open and accept more and more visits. In terms of visitor experience on site, like others, we have got some COVID restrictions in place. We introduced an online ticket service which really helps for track and trace, and that's for travel trade and for the public. One-way systems are in place across our sites. We've got an enhanced cleaning regime, which sometimes means selected sites are closed at lunch for an hour at the moment, which again we're trying to resolve. We're fully signed up to the Good to Go initiative, and also like Jenny at Museums was saying, we've got a whole raft of new resources which we'd love you to have a look at if you visit our website, on brochures, new itineraries and some virtual tours of sites. And just to mention as well, in terms of our offer, we do have some holiday properties across Wales, so 3 cottages in the grounds of castles and monuments at Tintern, Tredegar and White Castle, and some more coming online in the north as well. So thank you so much for keeping booking with us, and as I said, we're working hard to get the site open, and I thought I'd finish with just a little video that we've got to inspire you about our wonderful historic monuments. Oops. me. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Yeah, we've had a bit of an issue. Cadw laptops don't allow their videos to put sound on when they're put on Zoom. So I'm sure that it's on your website, Sarah.
It is, yes.
Yeah, so you can go and see it in its full glory. But it's so nice to be reminded of the beauty of Wales and the majestic nature of our monuments, I think, anyway, because I love them. My favourite's Blanavon Ironworks, though, so a little dip in there for it. It's all my bits of my history, my work program, you know, where my career. So finally in this group, and everybody's been very good at sticking to time. Steve Griffin, I hope you are there somewhere. Yes, here he is.
I'm here. Let's go.
We wanted to include guides because they're such an important added extra to visits, and so Steve is representing Welsh Official Tour Guides Association. He will also be the voice eventually on our film, as he was at the start of it, but we haven't got round to the recording yet. Over to you, Steve.
I apologise for that. I hate seeing myself and hearing my own voice, but anyway. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome. My name's Stephen Griffin. I'm here to represent the Wales Official Tour Guides Association. There's about 50 of us, all spread out all over Wales. And these numbers are going to swell very, very soon. We are in the process of just finishing training some new guides as well. And it's typical when we do the outside bit, it was raining. When we do the inside bit on the coach, it was glorious sunshine. But isn't that always the way? And we got some really good guides coming online now to take over from us old duffers now. We are in Wales, we are either blue badge guides, and that covers us for the whole of Wales, or green badge guides. Now, green badge guides in Wales are a little bit different to other parts of the UK. Green badge guides can guide on a coach in Wales. We've got a slightly different system here in Wales because of the landscape of Wales, but it's just their geographical region is smaller. So you might have a green badge guide for South East Wales, Southwest, or the north, but they have gone through the mill like us all. When we do our badges, we have to do written exams in general history of Great Britain, so we can link it to other parts, the Welsh history. We do exams on Welsh history as an overall, even if you're only doing the Southeast or Southwest, for example. So again, you can link it to the rest of Wales, and then you have to do an exam on your region where you are based as well. Then you have to do a practical exam on a coach, a walking tour, and a site tour as well. And then you have to do some written work as well, hand in projects, various projects as well, and written exams as well. So just want to show you that we have been through the mill, and the training is very intensive as well. We're now working with the Federation of European Tourist Guides. We can guide on a coach, we can guide on foot, but what is really good, like the tour I've just finished yesterday, is to do a combination of the both. Use us to guide on the coach, and then have a little stroll around Cardiff Bay and point out all the little stories as you wander around. We can also guide in the countryside and maybe on the coast path, and some of our members have mountain certificates, and they can do, if you want to do high stuff in Snowdonia or the Brecon Beacons National Park, you need a special certificate for that, and some of our members have got that as well. Some of our members even go and dress up as well. This is a colleague of mine up in the north, Amanda, and during lockdown, she didn't sit idle. She actually made that costume herself from scratch. Very clever. And she does tours around dressed as a Welsh lady. But there is a few guides around Wales that do dress up for their clients as well. The advantage of having a qualified guide, we can join all the dots. As we're going around these wonderful castles we've seen, stately homes, we can tell the stories as we get there. For example, the building on the left, what does it mean? What do the writings say on the front? In the middle, who are these people? Why are they here? And people often ask me, the red brick building on the right, is it a church? No, it's the headquarters of the Bute Dock Company, so we can bring all the stories alive. Chartism in Newport, where the charters were tried, in Monmouthshire as well, so we can really bring everything together for you and tell the stories of South Wales for you. Also, I'm going to talk as if it's next year and COVID has all gone away and we're all back to normal and we're all working to full tilt. But also when we get to the sites, we can give you introductions, little walking tours, and really tell the story on the coach and then wander you into these wonderful things we have in South East Wales and join the story together and show you the little bits you might not notice as a tourist and the little secrets of all these sites as well. There's also the human story we can tell. South Wales, famous for its industry as well, will tell the stories of the people that shaped South Wales for you as well. And the other thing you've got to remember by hiring an official guide, we're fully qualified. As I told you earlier on, we've been through the mill a little bit with the qualification, and we're fully insured as well to make sure your group is safe and has a wonderful time here in South Wales. I'm thinking of the training I've just been doing. But also, we have now got a raft of qualified trainers. So this is another thing we're looking at, is training site guides. We've done the National Assembly in Cardiff, so we're looking to expand that to make sure wherever they go, they are getting guides that have been trained. So if you have any questions and you want to bring your group to South Wales, you can see all the groups are smiling here because they've been with a blue badge or a green badge guide. Just drop me a line or in the chat box. Any questions you have, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you very much. Diolch yn fawr.